couple of people recently have asked me why I've not done anything in about, I don't know, 5-6 weeks, something like that, since the Poland video. And I sort of say, because I haven't done anything interesting, really. Then the answer's always the same, that what I find mundane, other people would find interesting. So we'll put that to the test and make a video about Belgium, because Belgium is the most mundane country of all. It is to me anyway. I don't like Belgium. Gotta be a bit careful we don't squash any cyclists. There's one thing your cyclist isn't keen on, is being squashed. Although you wouldn't think it with some of them, the way they go about themselves. Some of them almost want squashing. So this is Belgium. I'm going to cheat a bit with this Belgian video anyway, because it's mostly going to be about Holland. We'll start it in Belgium. Your average Belgian road full of Belgian domiciles that contain your average Belgium. They are a weird lot, you know. I don't like to, you know, like people say I don't like the Spanish and I don't like the Germans. I don't subscribe to that view. But I sort of do when it comes to Belgium. They're an odd lot. Yeah, it is Wednesday morning. Is it Wednesday morning? It is Wednesday morning. Wednesday. I'm going up into Holland. And then I'm going to go, I think anyway, I'm going to go and catch tonight's boat home. That's what I think I'm doing. I don't know that for certain, but I'm guessing. What I'm doing. I'm going to slow down a bit so this tractor doesn't take my mirror off. Belgium was one of those countries typically where you could just do what you wanted, really, as far as being a lorry driver was concerned, to a point. Like if you were pushing on, coming up from Italy or something like that, if you come through Suez, and you got to Luxembourg, you'd sort of breathe a sigh of relief at Luxembourg, because you're pretty much dead on for not getting stopped. all the way to Cali then, really. But not anymore. Gone totally the other way now, the Belgies. Once, in a very early video, one of my very first videos, I mentioned that coming up from Luxembourg, coming over the Ardennes, I preferred going Lille to Brussels. You can go either way. Lille is a bit shorter. You go via Lille, or you can carry straight on and go to Brussels, ground Brussels, Ghent, down to Cali that way. Not a big fan of that way. I prefer going Lille. And some bloke came on with a list of reasons why you shouldn't go Lille, and he clearly never ever been himself. And he was just repeating stories that he'd heard of other people. Which you get a lot in this industry. I had a fella telling me the other day, not the other day, it was the other week now, only a couple of weeks ago though. Going on, he'd done 17 years of European work. And I'm listening to him talk, and he's getting more and more revved up as he's going along. Oh, just pull straight out in front of that police car, mate. Well done. Yeah, he's getting more and more revved up about all this European work he'd done, and he started rattling on about driving to Lisbon. There's a context to this story which I can't share, but he started rattling on about driving to Lisbon. Lisbon this, Lisbon that. I said, alright then, go on then. Which way would you go? From where? I said, go on, which way would you go? I said, go Portsmouth, Cairn. From Cairn, which way would you go? And he's stuttering and stammering, and I said, well, like, would you go down to Burgos? Would you go that way? Which way would you go? And he's stammering away and couldn't get his answers out. So I said, alright, I said, I'll make it easier. I said, if you leave Cairn in the morning, how far are you going to get on your first day? And he got a bit more confident then, and he said, well, yeah, you wouldn't make Bordeaux. You wouldn't do Bordeaux in a day, that's for certain. His exact words. I said, alright. I said, so which way would you go to Bordeaux then? I said, would you go down the National 10, or would you get on the A10? Like Poitiers, Angoulême, that way, or would you stay on the motorway? Oh no, I wouldn't go the National Road, definitely not the National Road. I said, alright, okay, alright. And then I started, I've had enough of this. I said, you're miles out, mate. You're miles out. How do you mean? I said, you'd easily make past Bordeaux. I said, you can almost make the Spanish border in 10 hours. You can do Castettes in about 8.5 hours. Yeah, just why lie? Why lie about what you've done? It's silly. You're not impressing anyone. People who haven't been aren't interested, and people who have been know you're lying. Tell you the good thing about Belgium, going back to Belgium, you're still in Belgium. You can park anywhere, park wherever you like in Belgium. You know, like within reason, you know, you couldn't just pull up on the pavement here and stop there for the night, but, you know, within reason, you can park where you like in Belgium. So France is very similar. Be a very low crime area, this, because somebody's left his wheelbarrow outside there. You wouldn't get away with that in a lot of places. Oh, that's what they do as well. There's one on the left hand side, the yellow sign just after the bus stop. Automatic, like, bread vending machines. They do. They love them in Belgium. They're everywhere. Your local baker will come along and fill the vending machine up with bread. Then you come along as a customer, put your money in and take your bread out. That's enough of this now. Nearly out of Belgium now. This is the last junction. Is it last junction? It's got to be the last junction, hasn't it? It's last junction. This is the last junction before the Dutch border. Every time I put my phone in the phone holder to film something, it briefly presses and holds the right hand button on my phone, and it always tries to ring the police. There's always a bit of a panic trying to get it right while my phone's trying to do its emergency SOS thing. Right, it seems we've got a bit of time in hand, or I think we have anyway. I haven't been informed to the contrary. We're going to Mia. Let's go and have a little look at Mia. Very, very, very popular. Very, very well known truck stop, this. Used at Mia. Which is in Belgium. Over there, might not have seen that properly. Over there was where all the customs agents used to be. They're knocking it all down now. Got the parking area and all. There used to be able to put parking there, but it's all dug up now. So this is where all fuel places are as well. Tons of like fuel bunkering sites around here. All your AS24 and all that business, they're all around here. There can be some fair bad queues for diesel. The more keen-eyed of you will have seen the sign just coming off the roundabout. That sort of sums up the area. That is quiet. That is really, really quiet in there. Oh, look at this man here. Look at this man. Top man. Top man. Merci. Oh no, the barrier's up. Oh, what do we do here? So we need a ticket. Should we just stop and try and get a ticket anywhere? Or should we just drive straight in? I'm going to try and get a ticket anywhere. And then at least I can say I've tried, can't I? Nope. Well, we're gonna go hit shop anyway, buy some stuff, so they'll give me a ticket to get out. Well, I suppose I could always drive out the in-gate, but I'm not gonna do that. Always a few Brits in here, as there is today. Very popular. Did we get a reflection of the truck then? Might have done. Plug-in points for fridges, but I'm gonna park here anyway. This fella go. Yeah. Don't get it. Not see it. This Amigo International here. That you can just see him there. The front of that Scania. You'll not see the nameplate in the window. There's a nameplate in the window of that Scania with an offensive term on it. And I don't understand why companies allow drivers to do that. It infuriates me. Why? What sort of person are you that you've done that anyway? And what sort of people are running that place that they allow that to perpetuate? Never mind. None of my business, is it? I'm gonna go over and get a coffee. I'm gonna turn my lights off first. Yeah, I'm gonna waddle over to get a coffee because my legs are aching. I went big on the old legs on. There's a fella walking across here with 2 pairs of furry clogs that he's just bought from the shop. Right. Anyway, being very critical of people today, aren't I? Yeah. It's Don't normally do that in my videos. Do it a lot in real life, but not a lot in my videos. So we'll be more upbeat from now on. Stay with me. Yeah, went big on my legs on Sunday morning at gym, and they are aching. So yeah, I'm gonna have a slow walk over to the restaurant and get a brew. Oh no. That guy stopped on the right there. He's had a bit of a disaster in his trailer. Half his load's gone over. Yeah, not good. I've decided, well, apart from pulling out in front of this car, I've decided in this part of the video I'm going to be more positive than I was in the last part. You know, if that guy wants to wear furry clogs, it's nothing to do with me, is it? It's his business. Each to their own. Come on, mate. Come on. Yeah, all them buildings over there. Where our customs used to be. Yeah, there's a lot of fuel places here because typically Belgium is a cheaper country for diesel. So people will wait till they get into Belgium coming down from Holland to fill up, or they'll fill up before they leave Belgium. A lot of companies don't bother anymore. For the difference in price these days, it's often not worth the mither of trying to get fuel in places like that. Alright, when it used today and it was really quiet, really quiet, but I've seen them queuing right down the road for that. Another big, well, I would say truck stop on the right here. It's more of a parking area really. I went in restaurant, had a coffee, went in shop, bought a couple of stickers, love a sticker. And I came out through the in gate because I forgot to ask the woman at the till how we get out without a ticket. So I just went out through the in gate. you couldn't pay me to park in it, like the services on the left hand side here. At night, that's one of them places where you daren't go in because you can't get out. They park that badly, they just park everywhere. Across the front here, across the back. And they just abandon them. And if you go into the parking area, often you can't get through to get out the other side. That's the type of place where you go in there at night and then 2 o'clock in the morning, somebody will take side of your truck out, trying to get out of a parking space. Best left alone. Yeah, Holland, the Netherlands. Tell you, the motorway services in Belgium are better than the ones in Holland. They don't do a bad motorway services in Belgium. I'll give them that. You normally get like hot food, normally a pretty good bakery section where you can get bread, croissants, etc. Yeah, normally get coffee in there pretty easily. Yeah, give the Belgians that. If nothing else, they do a good motorway services. Better than Holland. This is like the outskirts of Rotterdam now. I want the signs for Europort, Maasvlakte. This is the motorway you would be on if you were going for the P&O boat to go back to the UK. This chap here in this little Lexus CT200 is on the phone. He keeps doing that. Sat in the middle lane. Speed all over the place. Container terminal up here on the right hand side. a parking area as well. I'd have needed to come off at the last junction to get to it at Pernis. It's only a little parking area though. You'd be there early. Holland is a nightmare for parking. Overnight parking for trucks. You're pretty much not allowed to park on industrial estates, etc. in Holland anymore. They've made everything no parking zones. But the parking in Holland is atrocious. It's awful. The vast majority of motorway services in Holland, you can't get on them during the day, never mind at night. So what they expect people to do, well, what I normally do is just stay out of Holland completely. Like last night, I should have been up here last night really, but I stayed in Belgium last night because it's just so much easier to park. Yeah, you just see the gantry cranes. Right, for the container port there. Well, one of the many that's in and around Rotterdam. This is Botlek, an area of Rotterdam. And that big boxy thing in the distance there, the near distance, is the Botlek Bridge. And the motorway to the left takes you through the Botlek tunnel. We obviously are going to go over the Botlek Bridge. But if it was on the motorway, you would go through the Botlek tunnel. stay to the right here and go onto the A4. This dude come across. Little bit of time to kill today. The boat doesn't go for another 8.5 hours, and I'm about half an hour away from it. Following A4, Den Haag. Oh, see this sign on the right is Havens Rotterdam. Havens is port, like dock, port. And all the buildings have a Haven number. And you don't see it that much anymore. Well, I don't. Anyway, other people might disagree. I suppose it depends where you're getting your addresses from, but I don't really see it. What you should get if you have a delivery, well, there's all sorts of places do it. You know, Ghent does it, Antwerp does it, but let's stick to Rotterdam. If you have a delivery around Rotterdam, you should get a Haven number. And it was, for pre-sat-nav, they were really, really useful because you just followed the signs. If you had Haven number, you know, 1271, you knew where to come off the motorway, which is always a massive start when you're looking for somewhere. Back when all you had was a map, it gave you a massive start, and then you'd come off and it'd signpost you in different directions and pretty much take you to your delivery, take you to where you wanted to be. Do you think if you just had the name of a company, the name of a road, and Rotterdam as your address, where do you start? You spend hours looking for a place, or you could do before Google, etc. This is another good point here. So I'm going to Hoek van Holland for the ferry, and if you look at the signs, Hoek van Holland is telling you to keep right, but we're not going to keep right, we're going to keep left. Just to prove a point, it's not really relevant here, but a lot of the times they queue, like later on they'll queue for Vlaardingen, and they'll all get over to that right hand side, and that right hand side will queue really badly, and this left hand side will run a lot better. If you didn't know, you would join that queue on the right hand side for Hoek van Holland following the signs, but actually this left hand tunnel brings you out in exactly the same place. This obviously, I suppose if you read the sign it's obvious, the Benelux tunnel. there on the right is your Vladingen junction. With the old queue. And this now is giving us signs for Hook van Holland and the A20. I don't know why they don't sign it. I suppose they don't want people crossing all the lanes up here, that's why they've done it. But it's not. Yeah. Don't know. I don't think it's really the best way of doing it. So Lorenk in front, he knew, he must have watched this video. Something else they do really well in Holland is traffic lights. You get your normal traffic lights on roundabouts or a junction, and they'll be in the normal sequence. But if it's quiet and there's nothing coming from the opposing side, and your lights change to red, they have sensors in the road, so your lights will change to red as you approach. But if there's nothing coming on the road that crosses you, your lights will immediately change back to green again, and they'll just let you go. Most countries we drive in, there's a 4 metre height limit for trucks. But in Holland, they mean it. There's a couple of bridges, there's one further up. If we'd have gone past that junction, well, up the A20 from that junction I should say, there's a bridge there that's really low. There is a bridge coming down from Schiphol. Man, the first time you see that, you think you're not going to get under it. It's a full-on motorway bridge. The first time you see that, you think, I'm not going to make this. And it really takes some getting used to go flying under that at 90 kilometres an hour. There's a bridge at Breda as well, on the Breda Ring Road, that's the same. Man, that's low. If you go in the outside lane, they have the height barrier warning things. You know, the rubber or wooden strips that hang down on chains before you get there. And the idea is if you bump into them, which obviously isn't high consequence for them anyway, probably smash all my spotlights, but if you bump into them, you're supposed to come off and not go through, well, under the bridge. And if you go in the right hand lane, with my truck anyway, if you go in the right hand lane, you don't bump them, but if you go in the left hand lane, you do. Still go under the bridge. Do you know what? I'm going to try and go in here because I want to go to the shop. I can never get parked in here. Look at that. Not only a space, a good space. Alright, Scania. Scania seem to think that every time you put the retarder on, it's got to change down like 10 gears at once. Right. Well, a parking spot at the BP here. That's all my good luck for the week used up. Right, that is going to be it. I hope I've made that interesting and informative. I probably haven't. That's it.